Genshin Artifact Anthology Chapter 1 The Adventurer, the Lucky Dog, and the Traveling Doctor. Section 1 The Adventurer. The Adventurer's Flower. The ambitious adventurer came across this resilient flower in the depths of a gloomy ruin. Moved by the sight of life sprouting in defiance of a lifeless land, he almost forgot about the treasures buried deep in the ruin. After pausing to ponder it for a while, the adventurer plucked the flower, wore it as a brooch, and ventured forth into the darkness. The Adventurer's Tail Feather. An adventurer once traveled through a forest in search of rare beasts never seen before. As he tore his way recklessly through the foliage, the adventurer tripped on a tree root. When he regained consciousness, he saw a girl so beautiful that he was willing to give up the adventurer's life to be with her. Her appearance was surreal, with a cluster of feathers adorning her hair. The Adventurer's Pocket Watch. A pocket watch that once belonged to an adventurer. It was crafted by a master watchmaker with simplicity and practicality in mind, aligning with the philosophy of the Adventurers Guild. The adventurer spent most of his days in darkness. The rhythmic sound of its moving hands was the only proof he had of the passage of time. Long after he had grown accustomed to a normal life, having given up the adventurer lifestyle he once loved so dearly, this forgotten pocket watch still sat quietly in the cabinet, waiting for its next adventure. The Adventurer's Golden Goblet. An old golden goblet that the adventurer used to drink water from. It is said that he found it within an old ruin. The exterior is engraved with ancient symbols and inlaid with a faded gemstone. Eventually, the adventurer bid farewell to the nomadic lifestyle. This old golden goblet was traded in for new, shiny Mora. The Adventurer's Bandana. There is nothing special about this green bandana, save that the fabric is rather robust and highly absorbent. Just like the bandana, its wearer was an unexceptional, ordinary person. But countless secrets lie hidden in the stars high up above and the abyss deep down below. All of these things are awaiting discovery by mere mortals. Section 2 The Lucky Dog. The Lucky Dog's Clover. One who is favored by fortune tends to experience at least their fair share of miracles. The legendary four-leaf clover, for instance, is a precious find that brings luck to its bearer. Once, while playing in the field, the carefree young boy known as Lucky Dog happened across just such a clover. Delighted, he plucked it from the ground and put it in his pocket. No one knows whether it was the clover which brought him his good fortune or the other way around. The Lucky Dog's Eagle Feather. When fortune has your back, even the most ferocious monster has to yield. Strolling in the forest, the boy known as Lucky Dog had no idea that a monster was lurking nearby, having singled him out as its prey. The boy became distracted by some colorful mushrooms, and the monster pounced. He leaped out and landed on the poisonous mushrooms, stomping them flat. This was going to be an easy hunt, the monster thought, until a feather from the eagle circling above fell quietly onto its back. The Lucky Dog's Hourglass. Even time itself could not leave a wrinkle on the face of the happy-go-lucky boy known as Lucky Dog. Lucky Dog had no family, let alone children of his own. But in the course of his life of good fortune, he considered all he met as his friends and family. As his life was nearing its end, he saw an hourglass with sand flowing down, as if counting down his remaining time. He simply chuckled, took a slingshot, and shattered the hourglass. The Lucky Dog's Goblet. Once there was a child favored by fortune from the day he was born. Try as they might, even the most vicious bandits could not lay a finger on him. He became known as Lucky Dog. The child grew up, and one day in the throes of adulthood, he found himself stumbling drunk along the back alley behind the tavern. Under the starless sky, a vicious bandit prepared to rob Lucky Dog, taking advantage of his compromised state. But just as the bandit was about to strike, a flying goblet hit him square on the forehead, knocking him out cold. Naturally, this makes Lucky Dog one of the very few people known to have benefited, rather than suffered, from being in the vicinity of a tavern brawl. The Lucky Dog's Silver Circlet. One who is favored by fortune can even find priceless treasures in the most deadly of traps. While wandering around some ruins, the boy known as Lucky Dog accidentally fell into a deep pit. He landed safely on a pile of dust. It turned out to be a mattress that over the years had gradually broken down, eventually turning to dust. Just like that, Lucky Dog discovered a treasure trove left by the old aristocrats. This circlet came to epitomize his luck. Section 3. The Traveling Doctor. The Traveling Doctor's Silver Lotus. The doctor traveled across the land in search of rare herbs with the zeal of an adventurer. On a steep cliff between slippery rocks, she found the Silver Lotus. The lotus was never made into medicine, but its scent gave her the strength to go on from that day forward. The Traveling Doctor's Owl Feather. Even the pitch-black night could not stand between the traveling doctor and her patients. Danger lurks in every corner at night. Those who venture out must be as vigilant as the owl. But unlike the owl, the endless nights without rest eventually took their toll on the traveling doctor, and she fell ill. The Traveling Doctor's Pocket Watch. When treating a dying patient, every second counts. The accuracy of this watch had helped the traveling doctor turn the tides numerous times. But as she lay alone on the sickbed in her final days, all she could do was savor its sound, each tick standing for one of the precious moments of life she had left. What used to be a tool to save lives now sang a final elegy for its owner. The Traveling Doctor's Medicine Pot. The medicine has long dried up, but its bitter smell still lingers in this pot. With that bitter medicine, the traveling doctor saved countless lives. And when she fell seriously ill, no one was there for her except for the medicine pot on the furnace. The Traveling Doctor's Handkerchief. Back when the traveling doctor roamed from place to place, her days were busy and she hurried between appointments. Come sun or rain, nothing could keep her from her work. This handkerchief not only protected her messy hair, it also served as a bandage. It saw her through all her hardships and became her most loyal partner on her lonesome journey. Thank you for tuning in to this first segment of Genshin Anthology. I do intend to make all these narrations for the artifacts, books, and whatever piece of lore content we'll find from the game. And hopefully you'll be able to stick around to watch all the other ones. I chose to compile all these three together because their contents were rather short and I think they fit perfectly well as an appetizer to the more heavy lore that you can find from other artifacts and books. The following episode should consist of mostly only artifacts on their lonesome or books on their lonesome, rather than me having to combine one or two of them together. But we'll see how it goes in the future. In any case, thanks for tuning in, and feel free to leave any sort of feedback down in the comments down below. In the future, I probably won't include an outro, so this would probably be the first one and the last one you'll see, unless there's something else happening in the future. So, thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next episode.